Yo, what up, man? What up, man? We are here. We're going to be reacting to the untold story of Ilia Topuria. We're going to be checking out this little quick 30-minute documentaries talking about the story of Ilia Topuria, how he became the man that he is right now, the UFC featherweight champion of the world. How did he got introduced into mixed martial arts and his upbringing? And yeah, man, let's check out the untold story of Ilia Topuria because this guy is literally a killer inside the octagon, bro. This guy is poised, calm. He's like a snake, who's cool, calm, collected, and then when he finds an opening or when he finds some like a weakness in you, he'll strike, man, like a fucking python, like a snake, man. So let's check out the untold story of Topuria, man.
Will Ilia Topuria be the next Conor McGregor?
Smash me!
don't want.
You say send location, here it is, right here in front of you.
I'm here, right in front of you.
Do something about it.
You sound spit.
Bro, how was that?
You sound spit.
Or will he forever be known as the bootleg Conor you order from Wish?
Bro, look, you cannot be the bootleg of Connor if you're actually fulfilling, the stuff that you're talking about. There's some fighters who talk a lot but don't back it up in the octagon, bro. Ian Gary is one of it. Is one example of how he always talks a lot outside the octagon, but when he's inside the octagon, he does not fight. He doesn't show. He doesn't walk that walk, bro. Ilia Topuria is literally saying something and then doing it, man. He said he was gonna KO Volkanovski. He KOs Volkanovski. He says he's gonna become a champion and be like he just that fool's too good, man. So looks like this guy is obviously Ilia Topuria. You can tell he's inspired a lot by Conor McGregor. Even the tattoo that he has in his chest, very similar to Conor McGregor. But yeah, man.
Ilia's story began in 1997.
Your story is very interesting. You were born in Germany. Your parents are of Georgian descent.
Y hasta los 6 años en Alemania. Me mudé a Georgia y ahí viví. Venimos de...
One of the reasons why he does not represent Germany is because if you are born in Germany and your parents aren't German, then they would not consider you like a German, So I guess that's one of the reasons he doesn't represent Germany, because they didn't consider him German because his parents weren't German. His parents are from Georgia, and so because of that, I guess he just does not represent Germany. He only lived there for 6 years, and he left. He moved out of there. But I think that's one of the reasons why he doesn't represent Germany, because they didn't, even though he was born in Germany, Germany didn't consider him a German. And so he's like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'm just gonna represent Georgia and Spain. So.
De no tenerlo, nada. Ni siquiera éramos capaces de soñar con 2 bicicletas. Soñábamos con poder tener una y compartirla.
In Georgia, there was a little bit of bad situation, and
Tuve que vivir la separación con mis padres, cuando pues para un niño de 8 años era duro.
And when you were 15, you moved to Spain. Did you know how to speak Spanish?
no.
Wow.
I didn't know even how to say hello,
I understand your father was the one that introduced you to martial arts, right? When you were a little kid, jiu-jitsu?
I was training all the time. The coach was explaining me all the techniques in Spanish.
Look how young he is, right?
I learned to talk in Spanish like in 6 months, and I was young,
Right.
When you are young, it's a little bit easier.
In school, it must have been hard, right? Early on, communicating with the teachers, the kids.
Yes, but I left the school when I was like 15 years old. I go with my brother.
And you could tell this guy is really, really smart, dude. Obviously German, but only lived there for 6 years. Speaks Georgian, learned to speak Spanish pretty well, man. He literally sounds Spanish. He has the accent of that Spanish accent, and then he's learning English, and he's getting better and better with his English. And no doubt he will, in the next couple of years, he'll be able to speak it better and just more fluently. That's pretty good, man. He knows what he has to do. He knows that he needs to learn English in order to be a star, because he wants to have the connection with the fans as well, because that's a big part. That's one of the reasons why I think Alex Pereira could be a bigger star if he knew English. Charles Oliveira could be a bigger star if he speaks English, but they just don't. They use a translator, and so that takes a bit of of their they just don't express. You cannot see them express themselves that good because they have to use a translator every time. But Ilia knows what to do, man.
Rather to talk to my father, and we tell him like, "Hey, Dad, we don't want to go to school anymore, but we really want to train, and we're gonna go like all day, every day into gym, because my dream was to get to fight in the UFC." And he told me like, "If you're really gonna train all the time, like you tell me, you have my approval."
Who was the one that kind of drew
That's
you
crazy.
to
That's
the
cool.
UFC and MMA?
It's so impressive that his parents, they let him achieve one of his dreams, his goals. That's a big decision to make. So they believed. Obviously, they believed in Ilia Topuria. They believe in probably his. I think he showed a lot of good discipline, and I think his dad is like, you know what, you will. Looks like you will really do this shit. So let's get it. I guess that's what happened. I mean.
GSP.
George St. Pierre represents the very best aspects of martial arts.
Then Conor McGregor comes.
My name is Conor McGregor. I'm an up-and-coming fighter, and without
Yeah,
a
there's
doubt, you
Conor
will
right
see me
there.
on the UFC in the near future.
And you just went to the gym all day.
All day.
Como que nosotros a lo mejor no teníamos, entrábamos en el gimnasio congelado, ¿verdad? Falta de jaula o falta de esto, falta de lo otro.
Llegaron a ti, ¿qué viste en cada uno de los dos?
Muy competitivos y tenían eso que tenía yo con mi hermano, que eran familia, y entre ellos se cuidaban, por más que se matan para superarse, se cuidan como nada, pero entre ellos. Después alguien de afuera les toca un pelo a ellos y lo...
And I become to BJJ black belt with 21 years old. I
Wow,
was
look at that.
competing in all.
Brother got a black belt at 21, dude. That's crazy. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of jiu-jitsu people who just don't have the black belt. They've been doing it for a while. But yeah, man, I think Conor recently got his black belt, but I really don't think he really got it. I think he probably paid or something to get that black belt. I just don't think Conor McGregor is a true black belt,
the competition.
because we've never seen any of that shown ever. Not even in training. There's no videos of him fucking doing jiu-jitsu or doing any of that, bro. There's only videos of him sparring, but actually just boxing, striking, sparring, kickboxing, sparring.
I was working because I had to pay all the competitions because it wasn't free.
One was a cashier, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I was doing grappling classes in another gym. I was working on the beach, yeah. And I was working on securities on
Jesus, 4 jobs, dog. 4 jobs.
Oh, wow.
I can make this happen.
Bro, 4 jobs and still have the time to train and to improve and get better. That is, dude, that's...
And that's what I was thinking when I was 19 years old. I knew, I just, when you know something, I just knew.
La confianza en ti mismo, no vas a ninguna parte del mundo. Y el mejor gimnasio en aquel entonces en Europa era All Stars Gym en Suecia. Y dije, bueno, me tengo que ir ahí. Me suponía unos gastos. Pedí ayuda a un amigo, él me extendió la mano, fui a Suecia, como 3 o 4 veces hice 3 campamentos ahí y me firmaron. Y desde ahí me empezaron a salir oportunidades. Luego me llevaron a pelear en Finlandia, después me dieron la oportunidad de pelear por el cinturón en Cage Warriors, luego firmé un contrato en Brave y ya después UFC. Súper nervioso, como que no quería ni subir, dudaba, yo decía, ¿qué coño hago aquí? Cosas buenas están al otro lado del miedo.
This kid has a ton of hype around him.
Ilia's got to be one of my favorite fighters to watch.
Ilia Topuria is a straight-up assassin.
That's yep. Racking up the record, man. Oh, the Jai Herbert. Oh, that was brutal. The Jai Herbert one.
Ilia Topuria. And he's, I think he's from Spain. He's a Spanish guy. Can fight. And I think he has the potential to be a star.
If you're good at
that's him sparring.
And he's, I think he's from Spain. He's a Spanish guy. Can fight. And I think he has the potential to be a star.
If you're good at striking,
let's go
And I
back. He
think
was sparring.
has the
Kamaru
potential
Usman.
to be a star.
That's him,
guy.
right?
Can
Yep.
fight. And I think he has the potential to be a star.
if you're good at striking, I'm gonna take you down. If you're good at wrestling, I'm gonna knock you out. You're screwed everywhere. Doesn't matter for me, I promise.
Oof.
Because I'm going to be a superstar, a legend in this sport.
That's cold,
Wrestling,
man.
I'm gonna knock. If you're
That's
good
cold.
at striking, I'm gonna take you down. If you're good at wrestling, I'm gonna knock you out. You're screwed everywhere. Doesn't matter for me, I promise. Because I'm going to be a superstar, a legend in this sport.
A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves.
And he really hasn't been able to use his wrestling, his ground game in the UFC yet completely. The only time he used some of his ground game, grappling, jiu-jitsu and stuff, his ground game, he used it when he got head kicked, almost knocked out by Jai Herbert, and he used that to survive, you know, in order to stop from Jai Herbert from giving him more damage. So he was just stalling, wrestling him in the ground, you know, catching up, you know, getting his thoughts back together. And yeah, that's some of the only times he've used his wrestling is, you know. And then when he first fought on his first UFC fight on 10 days notice, he used a lot of his wrestling because he was obviously 10 days notice. He wasn't ready, but he still took the fight, which is what makes him incredible, bro. Even though he took that fight in 10 days notice, he still managed to pretty much beat the guy really convincingly.
They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it, you are creating that law of attraction and it will become reality.
What's this tattoo here? What does this signify? The T.
Topuria. Yeah, and this is the octagon.
Yeah.
King of the octagon.
My son, his name is Hugo Topuria. He's 3 years old. Gonna give him a life that I never had. And that's a motivation for me, of course.
One of the fastest rising stars in the sport, a submission specialist looking to put Arkansas on the map. Please welcome Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell.
Whoever wins this fight goes to the absolute top of this division.
I think Ilia is good, and I think it'll be a great win for me because it proves how great I am.
With undefeated UFC records on the line, someone's O has got to go.
But a couple weeks before the fight,
look at this guy.
Ilia has a Twitter exchange with Paddy Pimblett, ending in Paddy stating,
bro, Topuria would kill this guy, bro. Topuria will send this guy to the Shadow Realm. He could fucking put him to sleep in any way he wants. I think Topuria could either knock him out, just like he did Volkanovski, or he could fucking submit him and just put him to sleep, man. Like Paddy Pimblett, I just don't get the hype of Paddy Pimblett, bro. This guy wants to be Conor McGregor so bad, but he sees another example that I'm talking about. This is one of those guys that think he's Conor McGregor. He wants to be Conor McGregor, but he does not show it in the fucking octagon. He doesn't show it when he's inside the fucking cage, man. He's out here putting some horrible, terrible performances, not being able to beat someone like Tony Ferguson, who has lost. Before he fought this guy, he was 6 or 7 in a losing streak, bro. He's been knocked out 4 or 5 times before this guy. And Paddy Pimblett was gassed in the second round. He was gassed out, bro. So this guy, and I don't really like the way this guy goes about, you know, his after he fights. You know, he goes up, starts eating, gets fucking fat, gains an extra 80 pounds of just fatness, and then every time he has to do a damn camp, he spends most of that camp to lose a goddamn weight, instead of doing other shit to improve his game. And that's one of the reasons why he will be his downfall, because right now it works for him, but in 2-3 years it ain't gonna work for him, because he's gonna be much older and his body's going to be a little bit tougher to digest, stuff, and it's gonna be a lot of him to lose weight. So he got to change that shit. because I don't see this guy as a champion at all. This guy has no championship material, in my opinion. I just don't see anything spectacular. His striking is not spectacular. His ground game's not spectacular. He fights with his chin up. I think the only thing you could say this guy has is his fucking chin. But if Ilia Topuria or someone that has that power could touch his fucking chin, he's gonna go to sleep. Straight up, bro. And the fact that this guy has the audacity to call out someone like Ilia Topuria, and you know what? That's what it does, man. The fact that this guy is still unranked, not a champion, and you got Ilia Topuria, who is a fucking champion, top 5 pound for pound fighters right now in the UFC, and this guy is still eating a pizza, still getting bloated after each fight, and meanwhile Ilia Topuria is sitting at home with his belt around his goddamn waist, around his goddamn shoulders. He's sitting in there with his crown and his fucking chair, bro.
He understands why.
And he's out here knocking out someone like Volkanovski, a legend, a featherweight GOAT, man.
Russia terror.
Look what happened with Paddy Pimblett had to fight a legend. Barely beat him, bro.
Rises the people of Georgia. This upset Ilia, as Russia in 2008 had launched a full...
Yeah, man, look at that shit. This guy's making fun of Georgia getting attacked, bro. This guy's a sick individual, bro. I don't like Paddy Pimblett, bro.
Scale invasion on...
And I hopefully... I mean, I would say hopefully they feed him to Ilia Topuria, but Ilia Topuria is that's just going down for Ilia Topuria, man. Ilia Topuria needs to keep going up and, you know, keep getting those big fights against true competition. He doesn't have to waste his time, his training camp, to get ready for somebody who is really not worth his time, to be real with you.
From Georgia, taking the lives of many innocent people.
I was living in Georgia when that war happened, you know, and it was a very difficult time for me, for my family.
Scenes like this, repeated across Georgia, have prompted the country's president to formally announce a state of war.
Today, Russia has launched a full-scale military invasion of Georgia.
Russian troops, backed by tanks and armoured vehicles, are patrolling the streets. There's been some of the region's fiercest fighting here for more than a decade.
Crazy,
Russia
man.
says as many as 2,000 people may have been killed. Though that figure is impossible to verify.
A lot of guys from my class, my friends, I saw all of them like how their parents were dying in the war. And
they've been taking our women hostage, killing old people, and even using their tanks to run over houses with people in it.
Newspaper reports show her watching over her daughter's body in the rubble.
See how someone is joking about that, it makes my blood boil.
Oh yeah, he would have fucking killed him here, bro. He would have sent him to the shadow realm. The fact that this Paddy, you know what I've noticed recently, and the last couple of days after Ilia has become champion, I haven't heard nothing about Paddy Pimblett running his mouth. Like, he's being real quiet, man. Paddy Pimblett has been real quiet for good reason, bro. Because once he opens his mouth, people are just gonna start, shitting on him, and rightly so, bro.
That it makes my blood boil.
Look at this fool. Look at this bowl cut motherfucker.
That little bum's irrelevant. When I saw
Look at this little fucking bowl cut motherfucker. Look at that haircut, bro. Disgrace. Yeah, this guy's a fucking... He's never gonna become a champion, bro.
him last time, he got a hand sanitizer bottle bounced off his pod. Hand sanitizer,
I like, you know what I like? I like Ilia Topuria's accent, his Scouser accent. Not the John.
Fuck you in English y que te follen en español.
Do you think Ilia's making a mistake focusing on Paddy when he had his youth standing across him in the octagon?
I don't care what he focuses on, brother. I really don't. All I know is I'm showing up to whoop ass.
Yes, Bryce! Yes!
I'm 100% focused on my fight. Really appreciate all the help and the support that everyone's giving me. And even I feel grateful with the haters.
Yeah. Obviously, they're gonna go with the
Ilia said that he wasn't overly concerned with your grappling because that is what,
obviously they're gonna go with Bryce Mitchell, bro.
what he came from, grappling. So how do you see this fight playing out, and what is your prediction Saturday?
Predict I'm gonna win.
Yeah, look at that. Oof, beautiful. Look at that. Oh. Look at that. He's so good, bro. He cannot take him down, bro. Bryce Mitchell tries so hard to bring him down.
I think this is a mistake. Going to the ground.
But as soon as Ilia Topuria got him to the fucking ground with the beautiful knockdown, he went to work, bro.
With Bryce Mitchell, when you heard him standing up.
Oh, that's right.
Beautiful.
Oh, still undefeated. Wow. Ilia Topuria submits Bryce Mitchell.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
He beat him up.
He beat him up and he submitted him.
Wow.
You drink wine.
Yeah.
Whilst you cut weight.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's my fucking hero.
Fun fact: Ilia Topuria said in a interview after the fight, I think it was after the fight, that he did not, or I forgot who, but somebody said that against Volkanovski, he did not do the traditional wine drinking celebration that he does every night after after the weigh-ins or something like that. So yeah, he did not do the tradition against Volkanovski, like he said in his in his interview. He prepared really professional for this fight.
Actually, half a liter of wine. Would dehydrate you more than a kilo?
Half a liter of wine.
Half liter of wine, yeah.
Do you not get buzzed?
I get very buzzed.
Salud, guys.
Salud, guys. Hey, how many drinks are we taking tonight, man?
Look, bro, it's a day before the weigh-ins, so it's hard to sleep, it's hard to rest.
We celebrated the win before the fight.
We change the atmosphere, you know? It's,
yeah.
We don't think about the fighting, we just celebrate.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that.
Never face
Beautiful.
anyone like me. He's young, he feels invincible. He can say or think whatever he wants. He may be overlooking me, but that's his fault.
Batter this guy. Batter this guy. Look at that. Battered him, bro.
After tonight, he breaks into the top 10. You know, I'm sure that kid's looking at title.
Este no es el modelo nuevo. If I have the opportunity to drive a nice car, why not?
The good life, aka the McGregor life.
Fighting for a championship this weekend, though. If this dude becomes the world champion, you might be looking at the next big star in the UFC.
Let me be the guy to beat you up.
You know, I'm gonna crush him in the first round. Trust me.
Look at that.
You've got to be confident. Like, you know, there's confidence and then there's delusional.
Es decir, que muchas veces a ti se te tacha a veces de arrogante por esa seguridad que tienes en los combates y sobre todo a la hora de hablar de, pues, te le voy a arrancar la cabeza, literalmente en el primer round.
I'm the number one. But I know that confidence comes from hard work.
Yep.
I work so fucking hard.
He's gonna have to eat all his words, and then everybody's is gonna be laughing at him.
Did you see he changed his bio on his social media to featherweight champion, and he put his record 15-0. He's 14-0 now, so he gave himself the win. Have you seen all of that?
It seems like all he wants to do is put pressure on himself. This dude has now said that he's
That is crazy, bro. He put even more pressure to himself against this fight. He already had a lot of pressure from a lot of people going into this fight, just because he's going against one of the best featherweights, one of the greatest featherweights of all time, in Alexander Volkanovski. And he added more pressure onto that by changing his goddamn bio and to 15-0 and changing it to featherweight champion of the world, man. Or UFC champion of the world. Wow, dude. This guy's something else. And he was also making a movie. He's also making a movie of his road to becoming a champion. All while, still not being a champion.
The champion of the world. Most people, under these circumstances,
They break.
want to release the pressure. Not this dude. This reminds me of Conor, about to fight Jose Aldo. He told you, and he was so sure that he was going to get it done, that you knew that if it happened, he would become a star that we had never seen in the UFC before or in fighting.
He got more followers than Volkanovski already. There's a lot of pressure. And I said that
It's not. I don't feel pressure in there. I do not. I feel free in there.
Claro, por eso hay dos clases de personas. Los que necesitan ver para creer y después estamos nosotros, los que lo creemos y después lo vemos.
I respect you as a person, as a professional. I'm just fighting for my dreams. All right.
Yup, I'm just fighting for my dreams, and then I'm gonna knock your ass out, bro.
Vemos y después lo vemos.
Look at him, training as a child, as a kid.
I respect you as a person, as a professional. I'm just fighting for my dreams. All right, guys. Respect you as a professional. I respect you as a person, as a professional. I'm just fighting. I respect you as a person, as a professional.
Y después lo vemos.
That's
Para
true.
creer.
And he was also respectful, though, you know.
Pues estamos nosotros, los que lo creemos y después lo vemos.
I respect you as a person, as a professional. I'm just fighting for my dreams. All right, guys. Respect you.
Boom, knocked his ass out. Go back. We gotta go back right there.
I respect you as a person, as a professional. I'm just fighting for my dreams. All right, guys. Respect you.
Beautiful.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
There is only one Conor McGregor, and he is your new featherweight world champion.
I worked so hard for this one. I was knowing always that one day I will become a UFC world champion.
Beautiful. Nice. This is a nice documentary, man. Make sure to fucking subscribe to who is this? Elijah Oxford. I like this one because it has that ending, which there you guys have it. The story of Ilia Topuria, one of the greatest. Not one of, but he will be one of the greatest. He will be the next featherweight GOAT, because if you look at the featherweight champions in the featherweight division, every champion that has taken that belt has gone on a fucking tear. The only one that didn't do it was Conor McGregor, because he didn't defend his belt that many times, I believe. But we got Ilia, who he needs to defend. If he defends the belt a couple of times, 4 or 5 times, against good opposition, and you know, he'll be the GOAT, man, because every champion has gone on a run. Max Holloway, Jose Aldo, Volkanovski, you know, they've all been in a run. So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think about Ilia Topuria, man. He is certainly the next star, that is for sure.